What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got another edition of The Drive-In where I watch recently released films and tell you guys whether they're worth watching, worth waiting for, or worth skipping altogether. I hope your October's going well. I am watching a ton of movies. I'm trying to watch 2 a day. I'm up to 44 movies this October so far. Nowhere near the record for me, but a gigantic October nonetheless. And today I want to talk to you guys about a new film that just dropped this week. I think on the 22nd of October, a few days ago as I record this, remake of a classic 1992 film, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Now, I've never seen the original, to be honest. I know it's got a good following, but Hulu put this up on their streaming service, and it starred a few people that I recognized and I'm a big fan of. So I wanted to check out this remake, reimagining, retelling, retooling, whatever, of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Now, no spoilers. It just came out a couple days ago. I'm going to give you guys time to watch it. I will talk about this film spoiler-free, but it seemed like a pretty basic, fun premise from the trailer, and like I said, the cast is solid, so I was like, I'm going to go in and not watch the original first. I might go back and watch it now, but checking out 2025's version here today. So, this film was written by Micah Bloomberg and Amanda Silver. I believe Silver wrote the screenplay for the first adaptation in '92. Otherwise, I don't know anything about their previous work and the credits that I saw of theirs. Nothing that I recognized. This is directed by I believe, Mexican director named Michelle Garza Cervera. And this film is starring Micah Monroe as Polly and Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Caitlin. And you guys know those two, obviously. Micah Monroe has been in tons of stuff. I mean, from like Long Legs through It Follows. She's just been everywhere these last couple of years in a resurgence since It Follows, and she's excellent. Mary Elizabeth Winstead obviously is horror royalty at this point, so you've got two really good genre-loving leading ladies in this film. And basically, Caitlin has a newborn baby, so she has a couple children in this film, and she's got a really chaotic life. She's got an obviously traumatic past. She's on medication for some kind of a mental imbalance, so she's obviously overcoming trauma and has a very busy life, running around trying to manage her marriage with her past trauma, with her children, and there's just so much going on that she decides to hire a nanny who met years ago at an agency. They run across each other, and she decides to take a chance on this kind of quiet, mysterious nanny who's down on her luck, played by Micah Monroe. Polly obviously has been like kind of living out of her car, or she had just moved to a small place in LA and can't really afford it. Down on her luck, doesn't have a lot of resources, but does have a background in watching children. So all of a sudden, Polly runs into Caitlin, and Caitlin decides with her chaotic life that she needs help. So Caitlin hires Polly to watch her children, kind of assist around the house and things like that, while Caitlin works and does other things with her life. And of course, anytime you have a somewhat quiet, somewhat mysterious nanny being hired, you know where it's going, right? This story's been told a billion times, including in this series already previously. But anytime you've got a nanny like this, you kind of know the nanny's going to kind of worm their way in. Things are going to happen that are untoward. There's going to be a bad backstory with the nanny. She's suffered some bad things in the past. She's lost some things. It's affected her mental health. It's made her vengeful. And now you have this nanny coming into this household trying to worm their way in for one reason or another. You know what the story's going to be the second you see it. But that being said, they did a pretty good job in getting there. Let's talk some positives. Main characters. Right away, obviously I love the casting. I mentioned the two lead actors. Micah Monroe and Mary Elizabeth Winstead are both amazing. They've been around forever in different ways. Again, Micah has had a resurgence these last couple of years with multiple successful films. These two are great together. They're good individual characters because, again, Caitlin is, supposed to be this kind of really empathetic mother character, but she's, her life is messy, and you kind of feel bad for her because she's so busy and so layered. But then also she's got some trauma and stuff that makes her at times not the best person. She can be quick to anger. She can be quick to forget. She can be somebody who is on the edge of explosion. And so while it's a protagonist character, she's got a lot to her that makes you question her at times and question her judgment. And Polly is likable and kind of quiet, and you feel bad for her because she's got that Micah Monroe face, but she's also been down on her luck, and she, cares about children, but you just know something is off. She's a little too mysterious. She has little moments of her temper changing and her personality kind of flickering at the flash of a bulb. So you've got these two-layered characters who not only are great actors and well perceived characters, but also have good chemistry together. Their scenes together are really, really good, and they together make for the shining points of this film. Next thing, family trauma. This goes into the layering of the characters. I like the way they're written because, while Polly would seem to be the obvious antagonist, there are likable things and moments about her as kind of a caregiver or just a person in general or somebody you want to root for in certain aspects of her life, but obviously not all of them. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character, Caitlin, again, while being the kind of driving force behind this movie, clearly has some things wrong, and you're waiting to find out exactly what she tried to overcome or what's still plaguing her. How much of this is imagined by her and how much of this is real, and what are the things she's hiding from her past that are making her so heavy. So I really enjoyed the character writing aspects of those things from Bloomberg and Silver here. Last half an hour. The last half hour is where this film lets go. With films like this, again, they're all kind of in the same subgenre. The babysitter watching the kids for potentially nefarious purposes, and who's in the right and who's in the wrong, and stuff like that. There's so many of these. And then you're looking for the intensity to be what separates it apart from the other movies in its own subgenre. For The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, you're looking for things like, how far are they going to push this? How far is the mother going to get into abuse? How far is, Polly's character going to get into seduction or evil intentions? How far are they going to go to separate these characters and make this movie stand out amongst its peers in the genre? And for the first 2/3 of it, they don't. The movie runs an hour and 45, and that's a pretty good length. It doesn't feel too long in its stead. But for the first hour and 15, it doesn't feel like it goes as far as it could. And again, it's on Hulu, so I don't know if there's any kind of restrictions. I don't know if it's because it was based on something that was written more for TV. I'm not quite sure. But it doesn't feel like they go as far as they could. It's a fine story. There's a few moments where it lags or nothing major is happening, but it doesn't feel poorly paced. It just feels like it's holding back a lot. It feels like it's almost made for Lifetime, which is kind of what the source material is, but it holds back and doesn't go for the gut punch. All of a sudden in the last half an hour, you start seeing things, around the children, around Mary Winstead's character starting to really lose it and really kind of take steps too far and start to lose her own sanity and battle with what she's going through. And then for another positive, you get a twist in the last half hour that I didn't really expect. To be honest, it kind of got me. I was like, oh, that is a nice way to change the usual subgenre. Usually in these things, it's as simple as this nanny either wants to be part of a new family and take over, or they lost their child in something, so they want to get their own child. It's a very simple formula, and they're always fun to watch. They're guilty pleasures. They're fast-paced and easy for me to watch. I enjoy them, but they're all kind of the same. And this one has a twist that does separate it from the other ones. It just took quite a while to unveil that twist, and I do wish that they had gone for it in the story beats to make the two main characters more demented, more crazy, and more willing to go super far to save or salvage a family dynamic in this, and they didn't quite take it until the last half hour. But the last half hour is awesome, and the twist is very good as well. For some negatives here, too tame until final act, like I just said. There were some moments that I thought, they really could have jazzed it up there. Whether it was something physical, whether it was something sexual, whether it was something in a monologue, something between the two main characters. They set up a lot of things that they could have done in the movie. They touched on it briefly at the start. They set it up and then didn't kind of follow through with it. I was like, oh, you wasted opportunities here. There's 2 or 3 beats that could have been really big, and they just chose not to go there with them. So again, I don't know if that was a script restriction. I don't know if that was a moratorium from Hulu or from the previous author of the story. I don't know, but it didn't quite get all the way there. The side characters. While I love these two main characters so much, both in casting and in their writing, the side characters seemed very pointless to me almost. There's one particular character that's really involved with research and details and science, and while his role is important, I don't like his delivery. He feels like a caricature to me. Again, not a bad actor, and it definitely has a point in the story. But there's times where he's delivering lines that are meant to be serious, and you're just kind of like either rolling your eyes or chuckling at him. So I don't really like the way that he's written. He feels very thrown in there for certain things, and coming to his crescendo is key. But I don't like the way they get there with him. Something about the delivery or the writing for his character, I don't know. I just don't love it. Also, the husband character in this is pretty ineffectual. He's just there. He's just a one-note kind of monotone character. Doesn't have a ton of emotion. I don't know the actor, and I don't mean to attack him, but he feels very kind of flat to me. He doesn't really emote in the moments that emoting would be required. He doesn't seem like he changes levels very much. He doesn't seem like writing-wise he has much to do. They don't really explore him all that much for the amount of intensity and stuff that's around him and the life-changing aspects that could be happening to him. He doesn't seem to really do much or react much. He's just kind of there. And the kids are the kids. They're not terrible in this, but they're also not great. They're just kind of there, and they do take certain moments to go, okay, the kids are a big factor in this, but until the last half hour, their stakes don't feel any higher than the two main characters. So it took them a while to get them involved as well. So the side characters are really kind of a moot point in this. This could have really been a two-character movie, to be honest with you. And nobody's super likable. Again, that comes with the layers, which is a good thing, of the two main characters, but there's really no one to super cheer for. Obviously, you want the main characters to come out unscathed. You don't want to see the children harmed. You want to see them not be scarred by trauma, obviously, but there's no one in this movie that you're like, wow, I really want them to win, especially after everything is revealed and all of the traumas and secrets come out. You're like, who do I really, really want to win here? I think everyone deserves punishment here. Especially some of the ineffectual acting at the end of the movie. So this one is fine. I had a good time with it. Again, the babysitter subgenre is always fun for me. It's an easy watch. The beats are fine. It's paced fine. And the two main characters and actors are wonderful. So I think you'll have a good time with this. That being said, it doesn't separate itself enough from the others in its genre. It's pretty tame until the end, and some of the stuff around the two main characters is not that sharp. So there's good moments and bad moments. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Better than average, fine and easy to watch. If you've got Hulu, I'd say it's worth your hour and 45 minutes. It's definitely not a bad time, slightly ahead of average. And tell me what you guys think. If you've seen this one or the original, or you plan to watch this one, tell me in the comments down below about it. If you have, try and do so without spoilers, as it still just came out. If you do, please put a spoiler warning in there. But please like, share, and subscribe these movie deep dives. Tell me if you guys want more of these. And again, continue to enjoy your Halloween season. I will see you guys soon. Take care.